Good morning, this is JHS Weekly, I'm Alex Hunt.
And I'm Kendall Lewis.
The JHS Orchestra Halloween concert is tonight, October 25th at 7 p.m. in the JHS Performing Arts Center. It will be a night of spooky music. Both audience and students are encouraged to wear costumes. There is a special collaboration with choir and band for a Star Wars selection.
DECA is going on their first annual field trip Wednesday, November 7th. Please see Coach Linden.
The cost for this year's yearbook is currently $55, and an added $5 if you want your name stamped on the front, making it $60. Checks or cash can be brought to school and turned into Miss Worsler in C103 or Miss Crane in B116. You can also order one online by going to jostens.com and set up an account there. That will allow you to use a credit card, which we cannot use at the high school for payment. The price will go up $5 after Thanksgiving, but you have till then to get yours ordered.
Samantha Walker takes us to historic Kendrick House to learn about local paranormal activity.
I'm on location at the historic Kendrick House. The estate, which has history dating back to the Civil War, is known for its paranormal encounters. To find out more, I met with a local paranormal investigator to experience a ghost hunt for myself. Construction for the Kendrick House began in 1854. It was known for its use during the Civil War, and it is one of the only standing homes from that time in the area. It was an asset to both the Union and Confederacy on numerous occasions, acting as a hospital during the Battle of Carthage, among other things. Numerous deaths have occurred in the house, not only from the war, but also those of children and members of the Kendrick family. All these things add up to a possible haunting, and paranormal investigator Lisa Livingston Martin has a few stories from the historic home.
We get about 12 voices on a consistent basis, and then others from time to time. So with the history, there's no telling how many, but I would say at least probably 10 to 20.
One thing that happens is that the curtains are played with and moved when no one has been to the house.
The girl in the curtains, that would be Pauline Janney. Pauline was 4 when she passed away in 1899, and she had been ill and hadn't been able to go out and play. And so she was known to sit in the windows and watch the kids play. And so what often happens, we have people who see a little girl sitting in the bedroom window with the curtain pushed back. And then also, we often go into the house and curtains are pushed up into the windowsill like someone has pushed them back to look out.
Another instance of a playful spirit is one who enjoys playing with toy balls in a children's room.
That gets interesting, some kinetic activity that isn't explained easily. We've mapped out the floor as far as grades, and so we know where low spots are. And we'll do an EVP session and roll the balls around, and often the balls will start rolling uphill and at angles that don't make any sense of how they're rolling. And often, as we're doing that, we get a lot of audio.
Like something out of a nightmare, there's even a doll who's known to move on its own.
There's an antique doll in a wooden cradle in the master bedroom. And people have said at times that they've been in the room and then they go back in the room and it's in a different position. And I actually saw that happen on camera once. A team had come in to investigate, had set up cameras. Everyone was downstairs watching the monitors, and on camera we saw the head turn as if someone had put their hand on top of the doll's head and turned it sideways.
When I went on my investigation, I found some interactions that couldn't be explained, like this instance with a flashlight.
Okay. I'm going to count to 3 and I'm going to take the light away. Now see, this is more typical behavior here. Okay. Now can you turn them both off for me? There's one. Now can you turn the other one off?
Martin says the Kendrick House is one of the most paranormally active buildings in the area. If you'd like to experience a hunt for yourself, check out Martin's Facebook page where upcoming ones are announced. Proceeds goes towards conservation. Reporting for JHD, I'm Samantha Walker.
Thanks, Sam.
If you have a strong work ethic, would like to be part of a team and make lifelong memories, come try out for Joplin's 2019 Winter Guard. This activity includes dancing, spinning flags, rifles, and sabers. The tryouts will take place the week of Monday, November 12th through Thursday, November 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. in the gym at Memorial. Please wear athletic clothing. Contact Section Leader Joy White or Coach Christina Leonard at their Joplin Schools email for more information.
The 2018-2019 archery season is officially underway. Students interested in competing will attend a meeting during transitions on November 6th. A team parent meeting is scheduled for November 13th from 6 to 7 p.m., and the first practice will be November 27th. JHS Archery would like to say a fond farewell and thank you to head coach Adam Bell. Coach Bell founded JHS Archery in 2013. His hard work and dedication created a highly competitive program that fostered respect, accountability, and lifelong friendships among competitors. He will remain involved and looks forward to helping out this season. Assistant coach Levi Butts has been chosen to take the reins as head coach. Any questions should be directed to Mr. Butts in room B314. If you are unable to attend the November 6th meeting, information sheets will be available the following day in B314. If you are interested in competing with us, come out to the meetings. Archery is open to novice and seasoned shooters alike. If you have the work ethic to learn and improve while keeping your grades up, JHS Archery wants you to join.
Joanne's Fabric and Crafts has made a large donation to Joplin schools. Here's Arel Cepeda with more.
The Teacher Supply Giveaway is a program that provides products such as fabrics and crafts to the students of Joplin schools, Joanne's being their biggest donor.
The initiative that we have is called Teacher Supply Giveaway. Joanne's Fabric and Crafts was one of the larger donors for that Teacher Supply Giveaway. And it's continued for several years now. Probably since 2011. Joanne's had employees that were discussing ways that they might be of benefit to the community and help, and so they encouraged the management to do something other than what they were doing with it, to be able to donate it to a charity. And so Joanne's had contacted us, asked us if we were interested, and we said, well, sure. We do get some bolt-ins and we do get some fabric, but the bulk of the items that they donate are discontinued items. So there'll be probably craft items, and we've gotten tools and all kinds of things that come with that have been discontinued. They've ended that year, and they're going to revamp and do something new and different and improve next year. The commitment we make is that it'll be used for students in Joplin schools. They just want to make sure that that it's being used for where they're giving it and what they're giving it for. And so every teacher that comes in, every person that selects items makes that commitment. So we have them sign a letter that they're going to commit to uphold that original intent of the donor, which is really important to us, and it's important for us to be able to maintain that relationship and to continue to receive the donation. We've been able to provide that to classrooms and teachers to use for special projects, as well as just to decorate the classroom, make it more festive and fun and interesting for the kids. And but we hear of all kinds of really cool ways that the teachers, who are some of the most creative people I have ever met, to be able to take an item that is purposed originally for this project and then be able to use it in another way has been a lot of fun to watch.
Reporting for JHS Weekly, I'm Arel Cepeda.
Thanks, Arel.
The JHS Theater Department is hosting their play on November 8th. Here's Zoe Baker with more.
The theater department is holding their fall show. I spoke to Ms. Trotnick and cast members for more information.
Our fall show is The Games of Foot by Ken Ludwig. It's a farce, so it's really kind of over-the-top comedy and murder mystery. There's a lot of twists and turns, that sort of thing. The play is about William Gillette. He is a famous Broadway star. He's made his living playing Sherlock Holmes, and he has an accident. He thinks someone's trying to kill him, and so he invites his whole theater company over to his house on Christmas Eve. They think it's a Christmas party, but he actually invited them there to help him figure out who's after him. So that's where the mystery element comes in.
I play William Gillette, who was a real person, actually. He's the only person in the play that was a real person, but he was an actor in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, and he was most famous for playing Sherlock Holmes, and he also wrote plays. So it's interesting to play a historical figure, yeah. Well, I get into character in a weird way. What I do is I go and I sit down and I think, my character just walked into IHOP. He sits down and what does he order? What does he order to drink? What does he order for breakfast? who's he texting if he could text. Obviously this character couldn't text because he's old. Yeah, I think about what they would be like in normal life, and that helps way more than sitting in a dark room and going, oh, blah, blah, blah. So just think about, I usually try to think about it in terms of just real life. Think of it as if this person was a real person, what would they do? Who would they like? Who would they not like? What would they be thinking if this happened? You know, what would they think about politics? Stuff like that really helps me. I'm terrible at memorizing lines. And this is the most amount of lines I've ever had to memorize on a play. And I try, I go home and I read. I've got that nose in that script all night sometimes, not even kidding. And it's frustrating because I have all these lines and I think I know them. I'll come out there, oh, I'm gonna show these suckers today, ha ha ha. And then I get up there. You know, I had a line, they ask, what are you doing? And I think the answer's like nothing or something. I couldn't even remember that. So I'd really have a hard time with it. But eventually I get it. It might be the day before the show, but I get them. Usually I find that I think like when we rehearse it, obviously, the most that'll ever be in the audience is like 5 people. But when there's, you know, a couple hundred in there, you can feed off of their energy, and that makes the performances, everyone's performances better, because the audience, you're giving to the audience, you're giving an energy to the audience, and the audience is giving an energy back to you, and you just kind of flip-flop it like a weird game of tennis. I tried to count them, but I can't really count past 5 because I'm not very smart. But I've been in a few. The ones that always come to mind are Sweet Surrender, which was the fall show last year, which was very fun. Diary of Anne Frank, which was the fall show here 2 years ago. And then I did Arsenic and Old Lace at Joplin Little Theater. And I've done several in between, but those are my favorite. Oh, and Addams Family. You can't forget about Addams Family. That was my favorite, actually. I played Lurch. It was so fun.
I am playing Felix Geisel. He is the best friend of the main character. He is an actor alongside of William Gillette, who is being played by Jacob Butler. And Felix is sort of sarcastic, not so much comedic relief, but more of just a relief in general, because there is a lot of heaviness and a lot of seriousness in the show, but Felix is kind of just a outlet for humor. The best thing about the theater department is definitely the people, because you look around and you see so many happy people who are willing to be here and willing to be with each other, because everyone cares about each other here, and I think that's the most important thing within everyone.
The Games of Foot is November 8th through 10th at 7 p.m. Students are $5 and adults are $8. Miss Trotniking members are excited for this year's fall show. Reporting for JHD, I'm Zoe Baker.
Thanks, Zoe. This has been JHS Weekly. Have a great week.